Okay, we're back again, and we're ready to do the initial setup of this micro beast here. I know it's been a while since the last video, but I do work full time and I'm pretty busy. So here we are. Let's get started. A few things you need to know offhand before you get started here is you need to know some information on your servos, such as how many hertz and the pulse width that they require. You can find this information on microbeast.com. They have a whole list of every kind of servo there. It's pretty good, but say you don't find the servo you're using in the list, what you would then do is just select the standard 50 hertz. That way you're not going to burn out a servo in flight and crash. So let's get started. Let's power up the transmitter. And then at this point, you still don't want any receivers plugged in because we still have to tell the micro beast, like I said earlier, the pulse width and frequency. So let's power up the heli. Once the heli's powered up, let it go through its song and dance. Okay, we're gonna press and hold this button here till the A stays solid. Now we're in setup menu. So in setup menu A is device orientation. So we are horizontal with the pins facing back. So we are gonna go ahead and hit the rudder stick till we get a red light here. This is red flashing, that's blue, flashing blue, and there we have it, red light. Then we're gonna go, so this means it's horizontal, pins facing the tail. It knows its orientation. And we're gonna hit this and go to B. B is swash play frequency. So I need to, give me a second here. So I have here DS 450M servo. So B, we are going to select 200 hertz, which is a blue light. So once again, use rudder stick till we get a blue light. And there we go. Blue light, 200 hertz. Let's go to C. C is rudder pulse width, which for our DS455M is 1520. And it says here 1520, again, is a blue light. We have a blue light. So let's move on to D, rudder frequency. And rudder frequency for the servo we have here is 333 hertz. And we want a flashing blue light. And there's a flashing blue light there. And then we can go to E. So now we can plug in our rudder servo. Make sure the servo horn is at 90 degrees. Make sure your pitch slider is dead even in the center. And in the same step, we will be doing the rudder endpoints. So let's get that done. Give me a second here. This is our rudder. Plug in the channel 4. Okay. So our servo horn is way off. So we're gonna go to, look it up online here, rudder control. Rudder frequency. Next. Easy setup adjustment, channel 4. Oh, I should have done this before. It's going to be a little tricky now. Pull this horn off. Get it as close to 90 as possible, then we can trim it. And at the same time, we can install our rudder rod. What I notice here is on this helicopter, when you have the pitch slider dead center, there's an actual slight right pitch in the tail rudder, which is perfect because that's what you want to counteract the torque. I just thought that was pretty cool. Normally you'd have to adjust a little bit of right pitch into it, but in this case it's already in the design of the helicopter, which I think is pretty cool. Gonna pop this guy off. Get off there. Okay. Get as close to 90 as possible. It's as close as it's gonna get. Attach servo horn. 99 degrees. It's not telling me if I can. Rudder direction or rudder frequency. Use rudder. Okay. Menu E, light is off. Push and hold the rudder stick. Plug the rudder servo channel 4. Okay. Let's get this guy. This is A up. Come through here. Get this guy on. Come on. There we go. Get that up. I got 2 screws to put in. 2. Let's get this in. Okay, now we can hook up the pitch slider. We need to shorten this a little bit. 1 turn. Counter hold this guy. Let's see what 1 turn did. Back around this way. Oh, 1 turn is perfect. This rod is parallel. You probably can't see. Okay, so we got the servo at 90. We got a little bit of right pitch. Tail slider is dead smack in the middle. So now we're gonna do the rudder endpoint. So we're gonna move the rudder to one direction. So it stops. Go to the other way. There we go. Full. Okay, so now we're done with the rudder. So we can move on to F, rudder direction. Go to F. So now when we go left, we want a red light. And when we go right, we want a blue light. So let's see if we get, what did it say here? Rudder direction. Left is red, so let's go left. We got red, right is blue. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. So that looks good. We can move on now to G, which is swash mixing. And we have here we want a red light, which is 3 servo, 120 degrees, and we have that already. We can go ahead and plug in all our other servos. So elevator is channel 1. Oh. Let's take off first all their servo horns because we don't know what's gonna happen. I just saw that jam all the way up, so let's get channel 1, which is this one. Channel 2, which is here. Okay, and then we got channel 3, which is our last servo. Comes in from here. Come on. There we go. Put that there. Get that as close to there. Get this rear one back on. Setup can be a little tedious. All right, so now we have all our servos plugged in, and we are in setup menu G, swash mixing. We have selected red 120 degrees. So next we can go to menu H, which is servo directions. Everything looks like it's going the right way. Wow. Yep, everything's going in the right way. Menu point I, cyclic control directions. Forward, back, left. Oh, we got to switch left and right. So, we're gonna use reverse function in our transmitter. So, let's go into our menu, servo setup. No, we go down to, let's see here. These could be changed, but forward and back is okay. How do I reverse a servo here? Okay, hold on one sec. Okay, so we're back. I had to reverse the channel aileron in my transmitter, and now right is right. Everything is okay. The problem I'm having now is when I go right, oh, there we go. When the swash plate moves correctly, the internal control direction of the micro beast plus gyro pushing an elevator forward Status LED should be blue. If not, tap the rudder case until rudder stick until this case. Must light in blue color. There we go. Now it's blue, forward stick and to the right. Reset the control directions. Just make sure we got this right. Forward and to the right, blue. Okay. We are ready to move on. Now, I'm not going to record this next step. 90ing the servos is very tedious and time consuming. So when I'm done this part, I will come back because I've also left the rotor head off because I like to use a swash plate leveling tool and make sure everything is absolutely perfect. So when I'm done with this step, I will be back. Okay, so that was a little tedious. We can see now is all the servos are 90. Swash plate is all square. All the arms are square. All we gotta do now is put the blades on and set them to 0 degrees pitch. And stay tuned, we'll be back in a second.